Hi everybody, I'm Trudy, One Grounded Angel, and this is the weekly angel card reading for June the 6th to the 10th, 2016. So we got Archangel Michael come through on our Sunday card in a general deck, what I call a general deck. It's not specific to any theme or purpose, but Archangel Michael actually has his own oracle cards. So I thought I'd start off with that for Monday just to see what more he has to tell us. I think I mentioned in the card that he's one of my favourite, not that I really have favourites, but he's someone I talk to a lot because he is associated with courage and strength, which are two elements that I in particular need a lot, and I imagine you guys do too, because there's a lot that we're challenged by on a daily basis. So it's good to know that he's always on our side, giving us what we need to get through. So we'll start with Monday the 6th and see what he has to tell us. Innocence. Now we got this card last Wednesday in a different card deck, so the theme's being repeated. It's about guilt, a yucky emotion that serves no purpose at all. There's nothing to be gained by feeling guilty about something you've done or you haven't done. It doesn't change what's happened or what hasn't happened. So the reason that we're being asked to address that is because we can't find peace if we're still ruminating over things that didn't work out as we had expected them to. There's a lot of different reasons that we need to let go of that. One of them is that knowing that everything is played out exactly as it's supposed to, and even though maybe it didn't give you the result that you were hoping for, maybe that's because it wasn't meant to be. So one of the ways that we find peace is by letting go of our expectations, our disappointments, and just finding a place of acceptance. So it's also about dealing with other people in terms of the way we blame is the word I'm looking for here. So if we blame other people for things they've done or haven't done, obviously people let us down all the time. It's kind of human nature, unfortunately. The way to find a way through that is to understand that everyone's doing the best they can and they make bad decisions just like we do, and to try and find a place of acceptance within that. Obviously that does not mean putting up with people who treat you badly, but to try not to hold resentment about it. Just go to move away from that without holding a grudge about it. So the innocence there is understand not blaming them for what they did and judging their behaviour, but just going, okay, that's what they're all about, that's what they're doing. I move away from that and I'm not going to hold on to it. I think sometimes these feelings come when we attach our own kind of expectations and standards to other people, and the fact is other people are trying to figure out stuff on their own, and they've got their own different standards, right or wrong, according to how we would hold ourselves, in terms of people who don't turn up when they say they will. That's not a very good example, but people who don't deliver behaviour that we would expect of them, and the fact is that people have their own standards, and if that doesn't align with yours, you have to think about whether you want to stay friends with them or keep them in your life. So there's a lot attached to that one. Let's move on to Tuesday the 7th. Oh, okay, we have two cards jumping out. I hate it when they do this because it makes it a really long reading. Okay, one message is very helpful. They're insistent that I read you both. Healthful eating. These cards are American. I know we in this part of the world we don't say healthful, we say healthy. So very obviously about making sure that you eat correctly, not about dieting or weight loss. I will never refer to those anything related to weight loss or dieting because I don't believe in it, and neither do the angels, because they do not believe in making yourselves look a certain way. They believe in looking after yourself, because your body is what looks after, that's the home for your soul, so you do need to look after it, not so that it looks a certain way, but so that it can support you in all the work that you need to do, and all the growth that you need to have. So healthful eating, very straightforward. It's about hydration, getting enough water, particularly in this part of the world. We're in the southern hemisphere and it is winter. It's the thought of drinking lots of water is not so appealing, but it's still very important. And just getting lots of fruit and vegetables and all your minerals. It's not about portion control or any of that other nonsense or cutting out food groups. It's just about making sure you're getting the minerals and the nutrients that you need from your food. And you'll know if that's something you need to take notice of, because your intuition will be prompting you, hey, you need to address this. So watch out for that. But in case that doesn't appeal to you, maybe it's or not appeal to you, that doesn't resonate with you, perhaps it's this card here. that they want to flag with you. It's about wise decisions. So that could be making good decisions about your nutrition, or it could be, they're saying coffee. They're saying coffee here is important as well for some of you. If you're overdoing the caffeine, just pay attention to that. Some people metabolize caffeine better than others. Personally, it's no good for me. I had to quit completely 2 years ago. It was ugly. There were withdrawal symptoms. I don't drink it at all now. I'm only green tea. So they're saying some of you need to address your caffeine intake, and you'll know if that's you. The wise decision could be around the nutrition choices that you make, or it could be just about decisions that you make in general in your life. And they're asking you to trust your intuition on that. Don't be swayed by other people's expectations or standards. Make a decision that's right for you. And do that knowing that you can't get it wrong. That's the great thing about making decisions. You can't get them wrong because you'll always learn from whatever, ideally you'll always learn from whatever you do. So you can't fail. You'll learn a lesson, then you'll move on and you will make better decisions next time, or things will change your life completely. So I know that's hard because we want to do the right thing, but the truth is sometimes our ideas about the right thing are different from what the universe thinks, and the universe always knows best. So, Wednesday the 8th. Open your third eye. They told me this one was going to come up, and I'm always a bit skeptical. It's like, is it just coming up because I need to know that? But yeah, they flagged that this one would come up when I was preparing this card deck for the reading and aligning them all up. So there's 2 messages here that they were indicating. Open your third eye. That's obviously about your intuition, trusting your intuition in terms of decisions again. But also the flower here is echinacea. Hopefully you can see that. So echinacea is a herb that's used, it's associated with wellness, and it's used to support us in terms of our immunity. Obviously we need to have a real kick-ass immunity to, in any time of the year, but particularly here in Australia, it's winter, there's lots more bugs around, and we're staying indoors more, so we're more susceptible to them. And we're also wrapping up warm, so we're hot, and then we're going outside and we're cold again. So that can affect our immunity. I don't have to tell you this, it's all pretty common sense. But you need to make sure you're boosting your immunity, and that's through nutrition, good nutrition primarily. But if you are feeling under the weather already, or you're noticing that you're feeling a little bit more susceptible in terms of a runny nose or sneezing a bit more, dose up on echinacea, which you can get in your herbal teas or just over the counter at your pharmacy. Yeah, really make sure you do lots to support your immunity. You'll know if that resonates with you. If you don't think that's a problem for you, just trust your intuition on what it's telling you right now, which is, a message we need all the time anyway, but particularly at the moment. So Thursday the 9th, trustworthy guidance. Guidance can come to us in all sorts of forms. Primarily our intuition is the one that's where the universe speaks to us, and the angels. So that's a really good source of guidance. Guardian angels obviously here to guide us. That's their job. But also we all have good people in our lives who give us counsel and advice. What they're asking you to do is be careful who you're trusting there. Not to say that people are going to lead you astray, but sometimes people who are giving you advice with very good intentions, it may not be the best advice for you. So you need to trust your intuition on whether what you're hearing is actually right for you. So just be careful. Don't discount anything, but just run it through the filter of your intuition. Is this actually right for me? In regards to making decisions, but in regards to things that are going to come up for you in the near future as well. We're approaching a time of change. For some of you that's already happening, but they are saying a few of you are facing some big life changes, or will have on the horizon some big life changes. And sometimes when we're faced, human beings don't really like the idea of change, which is a bit of a problem because it's the only certainty besides death and taxes, obviously. And the way we navigate change is all about our resilience and our willingness to try new things, because we're not meant to stay stagnant. We're meant to grow, and you can't grow until you change. So you can't grow until you change. Is that right? Or is it more that you can't grow unless you're willing to change? That's really what I'm trying to say. So it's really good to ask other people for guidance, but yeah, always make sure that you you're running through the filter of your intuition and making sure that is actually the most helpful thing for you. Friday the 10th of June. Oh, the cards are just flying out right now. This is a difficult card. Now, I know some of you are not, it's past life. I know some of you are not on board with reincarnation. That's totally fine. However, for some of you, the word here is past. So if you're going through some challenges that are, look back and see, has this happened to me before? Have I been in this situation before, or these particular circumstances? They're asking you to reflect, do a sort of a look back and see whether this has happened before and why that might be coming up again. Generally, patterns repeat until we've learned the lesson. So if you feel like you're in a situation and you're not really sure how to get your way out of it, look back and see what happened in the past and maybe go, what could I learn from that to make sure that that I can get my way out of it this time and it doesn't keep repeating. Now, for some of you who already know about reincarnation and already learning those lessons, there's a past life message here that the situation is happening to you because of energies attached to you from past life experiences that you need to resolve if you want to move forward. Now, I don't want to talk about that too much because past life regression and reincarnation are big themes. I'm no expert on them, although I have attended a workshop with Brian Weiss, who's regarded as one of the experts in this area, and read his books, Many Lives, Many Masters, and I've had a lot of really great past life regressions that have helped me deal with things and make great changes in my life, because things that were happening to me were as a result of stuff that had happened in past lives I needed to resolve. If you are already a spiritual, a light worker or a spiritual teacher of some sort, you would already be across this, because you would have had so many past lives that have got you to this point that you have that kind of knowledge to deal with it. So I will leave that with you. It's a big one. So just looking back, we've got innocence repeating from last week about guilt and blame. We've got nutrition that's coming up a lot for people right now. So a very practical sort of nudge on the shoulders there about something we need to take on board. Wise decision, making decisions that are best for you, and calling on people to help you with that, and being aware of their kind of where they're coming from as well, because the advice they're giving you might be best for them but not necessarily for you. Trusting your intuition, again, always a theme. Wait, that was Tuesday, that was Thursday, whoops, I missed out Wednesday. Open your third eye, trust your intuition, dose up on some immunity support if you feel like you need it. Trust your intuition as to whether that's the case for you. Your body will be giving you signals on that. Talked about guidance, and we have looking back on the past and seeing if you can break the cycle of what you're going through, because lessons repeat when we haven't learned. Hopefully that all makes sense to you. I know that in particular that Friday card about past lives is a massive one. I would recommend, if that speaks to you, you do some reading about it. But I think we're all aware of things in this lifetime where we've made choices that perhaps didn't serve us, and if similar circumstances, particularly with other people, they're saying, if you're in a conflict with someone else or a dispute, think about, has someone treated me like this before? Have I treated someone else like this before? And what could I have done differently for a different result? And how can I use that knowledge to make a different choice this time? Okay, this reading has become very long. It's gone up to 14 minutes. I try to keep these really short, but sometimes there's a lot to say. Hopefully that's helpful to you. I look forward to reading for you again next week, and don't forget to get in touch with me if you have questions or you want a personal reading. My Instagram is @OneGroundedAngel, where I will post every day's card with a bit more detail, and my Facebook group is called One Grounded Angel. Thank you very, very much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and for listening to my reading and I really appreciate all the feedback and encouragement. Have an amazing week, guys. Thank you.